Smuppy for life. Yeah. Smuppy for life. Stand up when the chief is here. Hands up. Yeah, the chief is here. Stand up when the chief is here. Hands up. Yeah, the chief is here. Yeah. Smuppy for life.
Everybody thinks Reese exists. We've had him teed up for 3 weeks. He promised to come on. Can anyone see him? We can't. Happening all over the country, which is a bit of a disaster. But everyone, welcome to the hot seat. We've got 5 great people here. I think this is episode number 6. So you guys are rolling in at 30 to 35. And we've only got another 1,970 to go. And then we've got all the smutpies. So guys, we're going to start easy by, your favorite color, stuff like that. So Bradley Stern, give us the 1 minute in Bradley Stern. Who the fuck are you?
Brad Stern, sure. Married with 3 young boys. Career in marketing. I've worked for various brands across South Africa and London. So Woolworths, Kauai, MTV, Nickelodeon, Marks and Spencer. And for the I did a 10-year stint at Adidas, which was absolutely incredible. I was brand activations director for Adidas. And 3 years ago, I started my own agency called Superiate. Superiate means in Italian, loosely.
This is a long story.
Very long. You gave me a minute to take the whole minute. To uplift, overcome, surpass, and surmount. So basically, we take brands. We focus on the youth, and we use brands' budgets to educate and uplift regularly in the public schools. And yeah, that's.
And where do you live?
I live in Fresno.
And did you do the interior decoration? Because I hope not, but I'm just checking.
No. Actually,
and what's hiding behind the screen? What are you hiding behind the screen?
My mother-in-law's house, so I don't have to have 3.
Okay, Reese, come on, we're going to do you, Mr. Gray. You got to.
Yeah, I know. Sorry about that. I grew up. I'm ex-Zimbabwean, obviously. Right. I've been in SA a couple of years. I'm director of Capital Mining International, and I've got a couple of sanitizing businesses that we've opened now. Love my rugby, love my sports, love my women, and love my tattoos on women, which is basically.
Who do you? Yeah, you do. I actually like tattoo on women. Really. But here's the issue. Which rugby team do you support? Mike, this is a big one.
It'll always be All Blacks.
Fuck's sake.
Springboks will always be a close second, purely because of...
Oh, shit. So
yeah,
I'm obviously a Springbok married to a Kiwi, but all my kids have been...
Yeah, exactly. So it's a bit difficult for you to shout at me when you made a Kiwi wrong. I haven't made one.
Reese, you and I've had proper fights, but you sort of forgive me. Lyle, you got to take your thing off, your sound off.
Okay.
You look nervous, Lyle.
Hey Rob, how's it? And this is my daughter's room, not my room. Got some painters in here, so there's or we could take it as mine. I am originally from Bloemfontein. I won't say what school. I see there was some banter going around about schools not too long ago. But yeah, I've spent some time in the States, did a bit of a college stint there, and have been in Cape Town since 2006. And I'm married to my beautiful wife, Shannon, with a little 6-year-old daughter, Georgia. I work for the SPAR Group, and I've been there for 8 years. I essentially look after the property interests of SPAR. So come join us.
And do you surf, or does your brother surf? One of you is quite a fisherman, a seaman, man in the ocean.
Yeah, we all do. My youngest brother, Lane, who's actually spent some time, I think he was with some of the Smutpies last night. He called me in terrible pain at about 11 o'clock this morning. He's a marine biologist, and he does a lot of spearfishing and whale diving and all that sort of stuff. So big ocean lovers, all of us actually.
Okay. Mike Tyndall, you're a long-suffering Smutpie. I mean, in fact, you're famous for one thing, but famous for a lot of things, but famous for one thing for Smutpie. I think you're the first person to ever mention Smutpie on live TV. Driven mad. It's a great quote.
It's growing the brand, isn't it? Yeah, hi. Mike Tyndall obviously played rugby for 18 years. Started in 97, finished in the end of 2004. Played for England for 11 years. Very fortunate to captain my country. Was at 3 World Cups. Managed to win one of those. Thought we might have won this year, but some small nation managed to pip us. But let's not talk about it. I got enough abuse off the group. So yeah, married, and then probably more famous for marrying very much up from a northerner. Married this small family over here. I had to check with my northern family that we would allow these southerners in, but we let them in. Yeah, and two great kids, and live in Gloucestershire in England, and I'm very proud to be a Smutby.
What do you do? What do you do work-wise? Are you?
Well, now a lot of it's around. I have sponsors, so I do some stuff for Artemis, which is a hedge fund. I'm involved with a hospitality company called Hospitality Finder, which do mainly around high-end sports. So we do a sort of signature thing around rugby, F1, cricket, and horse racing. And then I've just got fingers in lots of pies, a technology company. We've got a chocolate company, which is basically no sugar chocolate, sort of very healthy, and has CBD. We're putting CBD in it as well. Yeah, a Skinny Lager, which is a beer company. Do some stuff around plastics, which we're trying to push out in South Africa. So yeah, there's lots of fingers in pies, none that I have a massive share in, but things that I'm mainly sort of an introducer.
So 2 quick questions. You've lost your profile from the side. Can you just turn sideways for a second? Who is that guy?
I know. There's no flat nose anymore.
Exactly. And then I'm a fine one to talk.
State of that.
Are you a golfer? Are you a golfer?
Well, I tried to be a golfer. Obviously, that is how we met, playing with you in Abu Dhabi. Yes, but that's all you remember is things that you won, even if it's factually correct or incorrect. I still have that picture. If you remember, we had to do that stupid.
Don't tell them.
Who did the craziest picture? And you went all wild man on us, and we did a crazy picture. I think we did win that one. Yeah, so I play off 9, so I'm enjoying my golf at the moment.
So will you captain the Smutby international team when the Lions come down in the great match of Smutby internationals versus Smutby locals?
It would be an honour to captain the team.
Here we go, guys.
Do I get to recruit some people? Because I know there's going to be some players down there.
Yeah, you do.
There's legend. They're trying to organise 2 legend games before the 2nd and 3rd tests on Friday night. So there's going to be some players in town. That's for sure.
Perfect. No. Bring whoever you want, ringers, whatever. And we may not make 18 holes, but we'll have fun. Now, Renette Geldenhuys. I'll tell you an interesting, in previous hot seats, there's been a spin question, like if you had to save the life of all the Smutby, sleep with one other Smutby of the same sex. I think in 5 episodes, 4 of the episodes, a girl's chosen you. So that's a hell of a I made that up, but you were definitely chosen twice. Who's Renee?
My feet are normally freezing cold, but actually at the moment, so I don't know what. It's probably the seat that I'm sitting on. But yeah, I'm Renette Geldenhuys. I actually come from a very small town close to where Lyle is coming from, Kroonstad in the Free State, which is smaller than Stellenbosch, to give the rest of the people an idea. But yeah, I've moved to Cape Town about 19 years ago, and I'm still here. I don't think I will ever leave, unless there's a ridder op 'n wit perd, a guy on a white horse, whatever you want to call it in English, it's coming to sweep me out of here, but I don't think that will happen soon. But yeah, and I've been working for Woolworths now for about 16 years and absolutely loving my job, being involved in some great products or projects, actually more so. MasterChef and Design and Daba, the Absa Cape Epic and Wines to Wales, which is more, it kind of talks to my personality from a chefy perspective, entertainment, as well as the sporty side. So yeah, I've been here and yeah, I love making a difference in other people's lives wherever it's possible. Yeah, that's me.
What's your favorite expression in Afrikaans that Mike Tyndall should take with him?
Sure. There's a couple of nasty ones, but I don't think I can't say that.
Why not? Okay, keep it for later. All right, so just very quickly, I found a book, Naming Your Child, which my parents had obviously used when they were thinking of naming me. And the final edition was Robert Basil Herschel. My father's name's Basil. But the name that came second last that I was almost called was Digby. Digby. Now, can you imagine? We've had, who knows? What are your middle names? Reese, what's your middle name? You have to get off mute. Reese?
Right. Mine is Warren Michael. It's a double barrel.
Okay. Lyle?
My dad's name, Jan.
Okay.
Free State.
Renette?
My parents didn't believe in middle names, so none of us have got, so it's just Renee.
Okay, Mike, you got broken 3.
James.
James. Nothing's coming out of this one. Brad?
Jason. So my parents weren't really thinking BJs.
BJ Stern. Could be the new nickname. Right, so
Awesome.
everyone's got a chance. It's a chance to, and I know, Reese, what your answer is going to be, and it's the right answer, but you've got a chance to apologize to a smut bee. And then I want to know which smut bee have you always wanted to meet that you haven't met yet. Okay, so you can apologize. I do this every week because I piss someone off every week. And last week I apologized to Pablo Yassini. And this, I'm not apologizing to Muriel Rubini. That's going to take months. But I apologize to Reese. I want to apologize to you. I haven't done it openly. I'm going to get that out of the way. I'm sorry for calling you a complete puss, all black supporter, probably a lot else. So I apologize to you. And who would I like to meet the most? Well, I haven't met Max Evans directly, so that's me started. So Reese, you go.
Oh, I don't know how many smart bees I pissed off. I definitely apologize to you because I think I pissed you off as well. But you know, us men got to stick to our guns when we have to. And a smart bee I'd really like to meet. There's probably Captain C, to be honest, but he's already been on before. But Jade, he owns Automania. And he sells all the cars to the smart bee boys.
Okay, fair enough. Lyle, who, by the way, apology, meet. He's been.
Sorry, Rob, I got kicked off there. What was the question again?
When did you first realize you were gay?
I stop it. My wife's in the next room. I can't answer that question.
Okay, so we'll start. Brad, let's go with Brad first to give you a chance to think.
So it's not anyone individual. I'm a massive Liverpool fan. So
Yes.
my tattoo over there, and just tell you it's United. All the Man United fans that I've managed to piss off in the last 2 weeks on the groups. But this is our time to shine, so we're going to freaking take it and run with it. And then someone I wanted to meet, I've met him before, but Sia Khaleesi, I mean, what he's done, I'd love to be with him post World Cup and just hear some of the stories. Phenomenal.
Yes, you got load shedded.
Oh,
You just got load shedded. Mike, now that you know what load shedding is, who do you want to apologize to? Maybe no one. And who do you want to meet?
There's a couple of apologise to. Obviously, the whole Smut Bee South Africa group for how much abuse I gave South Africa on our podcast and how boring they were, but yeah, they still beat us in the final. So I can apologise to that. But I'd like to apologise to Vlad for not hanging out with him more. Just from his post, I think it just makes sense that I'd want to hang out with him more. And who I'd most like to meet is actually Kate Herzog, because she puts up with you on a 24/7 basis. I'd just like to meet this woman. She's clearly a great lady.
Keep her drugged if you just them slightly. How long they have no idea. Okay, Lyle, do you know then I'll come back to you. Lyle, do you know? Apologize to one. Who do you want to meet?
Yeah, I think also, same as Brad, I also apologise to the world, actually, to all the Man United fans, being a Liverpool fan as well, champions. And then also, I think maybe meet Renette, seeing that we're looking at Spa Willie's opposition here. It'll be nice to sit down and have a chat.
check that with your wife first. Renette, how about you?
Well, unfortunately, not that long on the group, so I don't feel like I need to apologize to anybody, but I apologize in advance for if something happens in the future. It's always a good intention. I mean, absolutely love meeting every single person on the group. It's going to take a while, but especially Lyle, like you said, also Freystart. I think, Reece already apologized the fact that he's an All Black supporter, that he blocked himself out so we can't see him. So I'm happy about that.
All right, so now comes the most serious part of the show. It comes in the middle. I'm gonna ask you what Smutby means to you, and what we're doing now is we're collecting these vignettes and patching them all together. And often people say the same thing as others, and that's fine. But what does Smutby mean to you? But before you do it, you know the interstitial, the thing that gets played up front. Smutby for life. You have to sing that, okay, before you give your answer. So.
Oh, lovely.
Right, Reece, why don't you go first?
It's my peace for life.
Okay.
What does Smutby
mean?
What Smutby means to me, it's a brotherhood and a sisterhood of great people with great integrity and honor. To be honest, there's a lot of guys on here that I would love to meet any day of the week, purely because of their integrity, their honesty, and they're down-to-earth, good-natured human beings. And look, I've met a couple. Yes, Robert, you're still a good, lovely man at the end of the day. But but we literally are a great bunch of people here. And that's what it means to me. Yeah.
Fantastic. Mike, you're next.
It sounds so much better when you sing Smutby for Life, when you have that voice that Reece has, doesn't it? Smutby for life.
Actually, that's not bad.
It's a lot better than
it's
mine.
all taught by Cole Page, yeah, because he stitches me up every time we go to an event. Smutby for me obviously started off as just great video content to forwarding to all your friends, mainly courtesy of Vlad. But I think what it's become is a group of like-minded people who, wherever you meet, if you've never met anyone before, you will always get on like a house on fire, and there's always going to be, you'll act like a family. Everyone protects each other. There's been so many good stories about when someone's been in trouble and some Smutby comes to the rescue and helps another Smutby out. And I think it's just a fantastic group to have, that sort of where you can rely on people who you might never have met before, but it creates bonds before you even meet, and then once you meet, they're all good dudes. As I said, they're all like-minded people, so it's just an extension of family in the weirdest place and the weirdest way, but it works wonderfully.
Have you actually met Vladek yet?
Yeah, he came to our charity golf day. Just what a guy. Him and Sean Flanagan are just the best.
Class act.
Yeah.
Does your wife know you're on Smutby? It was just like one of those secrets.
No, my wife is always going, "What is Smutby?" And I'm like, "You just don't need to worry about it." Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, Renette, ready to sing?
Oh yeah, I forgot about this thing. Oh, yeah, Smutby for life.
Nice.
Okay, everyone cuts the life a bit short. You've got to go for about half an hour.
No. Okay, so yeah, I must say, I've been very privileged to, part of my dream is to do all the networking part and to connect dots and network with people. And it's basically through that I also got added to the group by Richard Scott. And it's one say is that, to walk on water, you must know where the rocks are. And I sometimes feel like this is exactly where it comes in. There's so many rocks that's part of the Smutby group that we just step on and it pretty much look like you're walking. But on the other hand, sometimes I feel like I am the rock, and I would love to be more rocks for other people under the water so that they can look like that they walk on the water. So yeah, that's kind of where I feel it is that brotherhood, is that it's just feel like family. You never feel like you're walking alone for the Liverpool fans.
Oh, that was very brilliant. Brad, it's got to go to you now.
Smutby for life. It's only been a month. Feels like a lifetime of messages, but I guess it's almost like a non-secret secret brotherhood where there's a chance to voice your opinions, have some arguments, have some discussions, and create your own opinion based on other people's. But I think more important for me, obviously the hilarious videos and waking up every morning to nubile films and whatever else. But besides for that, yeah, just relying on other people within the community of worldwide to, put anything on the group and you'll get an answer. So it's a great platform and community. Thank you.
Lyle.
Smart people alive. Yeah, same as what Brad said. Other than the nubile move films in the morning, but I really find it a group of really connected and grounded at the same time people on a platform like this. And I mean, I haven't obviously met the whole lot, but the guys that I have met and the girls that I have met, I mean, it's an incredibly diverse bunch of people that are, it seems like, willing to do things for each other and help for the greater good. And I've actually had some run-ins with one or two guys trying to assist and trying to help and put in contact with people, and it's really it's without even knowing them, and building relationships that when you do actually meet them face to face will actually make a big difference. So yeah, I actually also met some guys last week for the first time in Plet for a few days, and yeah, it's amazing how many different people there are in here, and a good bunch of people too.
Trying to throw off the football fans, but we're finding it quite hard because we are rugby based. But somebody said something interesting a few days ago that one of the younger members of Smutby, and she said her read on it is she's planning potentially to move overseas, and she's been quite frightened about that. And she said all of a sudden she's not frightened anymore because she feels like if she goes somewhere, they're going to be 5, 10, 15, 20 Smutbies, and she'll have friends there immediately. And it's a lovely angle. Right, so now we have a chance. You get a chance to ask one other, not me, don't pick on me, one other person in the group an embarrassing question. You've got a chance to push them under an electric bus. Not obviously they can answer intelligently. So Renette, do you want to go first, or Lyle, you go first? Who's up for firing? You got to pick someone else and throw a demon grenade at them, as Stanton would say. Lyle, why don't you go first, as you just told me?
Let's go, Mike. Not to throw you under the bus or anything, but it's what goes onto what goes onto us stays onto it. But give us the absolutely most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you on tour.
Just one. Just pick one.
Just one. Most embarrassing thing. There's not been that many embarrassing things. There's obviously
the
maddest thing.
The what? The maddest thing. Well, I'll tell you this: South Africa, the best story that's ever happened touring South Africa. I don't know whether you've heard this. Hopefully you haven't. But basically, in 2000, when we came down, we toured down there and we lost the first test. Tim Simpson scored in the corner, and it was the first time a TMO was used, and he didn't award the try, and we lost that first game. And we came back and we won the second game. It was the first time we'd won in South Africa for 25 years, 30 years. And it was an old school tour. So it was midweek, test, midweek, test, midweek. So we've won the test. There was another midweek game on a Wednesday. Clive pulled us in. Great result. Basically, the midweek team still have another game. So I don't want to see you for 4 days. We're in Joburg at the time. I look around the room, there's Jason Leonard, Mike Catt, Austin Healy, Lawrence Delalio. Everyone's eyes have just lit up. We've basically been given a free 4-day bender. So anyway, we go out. First night I woke up in a park bench in Joburg, which is not the best place to wake up when you're in Joburg. But we come in from the second night, and I'm coming back 4 a.m. with Austin Healy. I don't understand why I'm with Austin Healy, because everyone knows Austin's a dick. But anyway, I've ended up with Austin. We're staying at the Westcliff Hotel in Joburg. It's on the side of this cliff, as named. And we've got in at 4. You use golf buggies to get up to your room. So we've driven in. There's no one in reception. So we've driven the golf buggy up to our room, turned it around, parked outside our room, and got out and started heading into the building. And then we hear this huge smash, boom. And we turn around and we look, and we didn't put the brake on the golf cart. So it's gone back down the hill and it's gone straight through the window in reception, straight into the reception. So being responsible adults, we look at each other and we say, good night, mate, good night, and we go to bed. So anyway, in the morning, we wake up to a massive alarm. Clive Woodward, team meeting now, 7:30. We've got in at 4. We're like, I ring Austin, mate, should we just tell him what we've done? He goes, no, let's go see what's going on. Anyway, get into this room. And Clive's right, guys, I know I gave you free, Ryan, to go out, but you've taken the piss. What are you doing? 3 things happened last night, and I need to get own up. They're against our teamship roles, and you need to prove them now. So I'm like, I've gone to stand up. Austin's gone, wait, it's 3. And Clive's going, right, I'm going to do least severity. So number 3, there's a golf buggy parked in reception. I don't care who's done it. I need it paid for. I need it sorted out now. So I've sort of gone to stand up again, and Austin's like grabbed me again. He's gone, mate, we're number 3. Let's see where we go with this. He goes, number 2, there are 2 sets of parents looking for their daughter in reception. I don't know where they are, but if you they need to be returned to reception ASAP. Now, I'd like to say that they were all of age at the time, but they were just uni students. But anyway, carrying on. So possible kidnaps, number 2. And what's number 1? He said, well, as you might have noticed, when you walked in to the reception, there is a velvet red carpet and a velvet rope around a shrine with a bottle of Louis Tray in a crystal decanter. That was given to the hotel by Nelson Mandela to celebrate his release from Robben Island and the end of apartheid. It's not there anymore. So he's then looked at Lawrence Delalio, who was sort of the leader at that time. Even Jono was captain. And he's right, Lawrence, you're in charge of this shit show. Make sure that we need to get all this sorted out. Now, Lawrence hates being called out, so his chin's gone out like that. And we had a system of numbering off. So we basically buddied off, and we figured out 2 people weren't there in this meeting, and it was Danny Grucock and Dave Flatman. So I'm following Lol because I think this is going to be funny. Lol's got a head on now. So he goes bam, 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 bam on the door. Literally, Danny opens the door. It's pitch black in there. Lol walks in, opens the curtain, and Danny's like, whoa, Lol, what's the matter? He goes, well, first things first, those 2 need to go to reception. Next thing, have you seen a crystal decanter? Like, no. And then it's on top of the TV. He goes, well, what the fuck's that? I don't care what it is. It's got to get back to reception. I don't care what you fill it with. So if you ever do go to that hotel and it's still there, don't drink the Louis Tray.
Fucking brilliant. Great. That is a classic.
Yeah, that was the best. That tour was the best tour of South Africa ever, because it was just the last amateur tour where we got up to a lot of stuff. Oh, and the daughters appeared.
Mike, who do you want to choose? You pick someone here.
Who should I pick? I want to pick Reese just for his voice. Did you like my racing driver that just walked in?
There's a pink alien behind you.
This is she's about to go on the
Hey,
go-kart.
Sparky.
On the farm.
Look at that.
You just might be in training.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she
You
probably make a good one. To be
careful question to Reese. Careful answer, Reese.
Yeah. Reese. I don't know what can I do to Rob, help me out, because I'm not very good at asking embarrassing questions.
We've got the SEX one out of the way. Admit to that. Maybe pick a nice one on ring.
Okay. Do something very tame, because have you ever worn a budgie smuggler at the beach? And if you have, do you rock it, or do you what? Because I can't see you, so I'm now got to imagine what you look like. And I'm just imagining a
6'1" ex-rugby player.
Oh, you look good. You look good in that.
So literally, I do own a Borat thong, buddy. I literally do own a Borat thong. So
Why did
I
you
have
post
worn
that
it to
picture?
the beach, and there is photographic evidence of it. Which at some stage, it might end up on Smutby.
Yeah, that needs to go on the group.
Reese, who are you going to choose?
Renee, that's probably who I'd choose, yeah.
Okay.
My question to you would be, has anybody ever had sex in any of the Woolies department stores on any of the fridges or meat?
Oh, well, fortunately, firm or denied. So,
Well, been caught on camera, should I say, been caught on camera doing stuff in Woolies that they shouldn't be doing of a sexual nature.
To be honest, I do think something probably happened, but I don't know if it did. I haven't seen it. Maybe 40. But I can find out for you and message you separately, but I don't know.
Can you CC the rest of us, please? Okay, Renette, you've got Lyle and Brad left.
Okay, well, then I'll go with Brad. It's just like, if you could choose, if you could be naked or if your thought's going to thought bubble above you, or which one would you choose?
Right now,
Maybe.
naked, definitely. I'll go for it.
Go for it.
Get
Come
on,
on,
Brad.
topless. Go. Topless. Go.
Okay. Get
Brad, topless. Come on. Get it.
Get Lyle involved.
There we go.
Oh, put it on. Awesome. Well done, Brad. All right, you can now.
I'll ask Mike a question while I'm with the hot seat. Mike, which Springbok team and which international team, you're sitting in the change room about to go out to a test match, have you feared the most?
Apologies if they're noisy. I think I would honestly say the team that you knew you were going to go into a battle with was always South Africa in the noughties, all through the 2000s. It was just a bloodbath, Krieger, and there was always claret, there was always blood, there was always 3 days off training afterwards. It was just brutal. They were brutal test matches. So they were the ones. Everyone also feared New Zealand at that time because they were who they were. But it wasn't. It was more about that was a fear of getting beaten. Whereas going out against South Africa, it's similar to France back when they had Benazzi and all those boys. They were brutal test matches. The crunch was the crunch, but South Africa probably edged it, from my opinion, because it was always carnage. After a game, there was no way you were moving the next day. It was just physical, hard, honest rugby, and that's sort of what you enjoyed.
So, guys, Lyle, you're off the hook here because it's skipped around. But, guys, we're going to wrap up with who you want to see on here next week. And don't worry, if they've been on before, we'll replace them with a similar animal. But who would like to see on the hot seat next week? Lyle, why don't you go ahead first?
Maybe Steve White Cooper. I see he's lurking around. If not, then Jono Kaplan.
Okay, good. The ref. Renette?
Well, as enough, I also wanted to say Jonathan Kaplan, but seeing that we need to get some more free starters or free board, I actually would like to nominate Skipje van Vieren. Or
Okay.
not to do a goal. If I need to nominate a goal, Claire.
Claire. Okay, perfect. Brad?
Like to see Reese, to be honest, but if I can, Adam Shackleton brought me on to Smutby, so I'd like to nominate him. But if I can, maybe nominate all four of the guys from Thirst, which would be Adam and his brother Clyde Shackleton, and then Tyrone and Rael Lazaro. So they're four guys. If you're short of guys, bring all four of them on. Challenge them to come into the hot seat next week.
Fantastic. Reese, who do you want? Now's your chance.
It's got to be Susie Botha. It's got to be.
Oh,
We haven't had her yet.
Okay, and Mike, who you got in mind?
I don't know if Spiros has been on yet. Has Spiros been on yet?
Good idea. Has not been on.
Yeah, Spiros is a great
That was
guy.
fantastic. It was a great hot seat. Thank you all for being on. It survived. We hug it out and say goodbye. So we're going to hug it out. Come to the camera, everyone, for a quick hug.
Bye.
Cheers,
Hug it
guys.
out, man.
See you next week.
Cheers.
Enjoy the
Cheers,
castle, Brad.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Bye-bye.
Smutby for life.